Hi, on Lily Talks today, we're going to talk about toxic people. Where can you say somebody is a toxic person? When someone's behavior has negativity and upsets your life, run from the person. Let me give you signs of a toxic person. You're always feeling emotionally exhausted, drained after an encounter with them. They try to intimidate you to get their ways. They try to control you by guilt tripping. They are easily jealous. They are constantly seeing themselves as victims. They give backhanded compliments and they are overly defensive. When you see such a person, the person is a toxic person. Run from the person. Hello, my name is Dele-Davids and this is Life Stories with Bussy. Remember, city buildings are still selling plots of land in city gardens, so you can call them on the number on the screen and they will attend to your inquiries. Don't forget to. It is very important to invest in this season. Okay, so today I have another story. So I got a mail from a lady and she says, "Dear Bussy, I'm getting to the point where I will poison my mother-in-law. Please, do not poison your mother-in-law. I beg you." She said, "This woman is getting on my last nerve." Oops. The first time I met this woman, she said to her son in front of me, "This one isn't as beautiful as your ex." That should have been my cue to start disliking her. But I was committed to build a relationship with her. I'm not one of those ladies who want their mother-in-law dead before they marry their son. My own mother was a fantastic mother-in-law to our boys' wives when she was alive. Fast forward to our wedding, she did some certain things but I still overlooked them. She even sent an IV to my husband's ex and I didn't make a fuss. My husband had told me to ignore all the things she did. He said his mother always meant well, but that she had a wrong way of showing it. She also talks too much and she tends to say the things she shouldn't say. She would compare what I give her to what the lady had given her in the past. It didn't stop me giving her things. I bought her expensive things I didn't even buy for my own mother. I call and visit her often. I changed her phone with my own personal money once. When she said she needed an upgrade and my hubby said he didn't have money to buy that kind of phone, I bought the phone. I pay for a maid from my salary. Fast forward to when I had my second child. She came to stay with us, though I would have preferred my mother, but I didn't make a fuss. Instead of taking care of me, I was the one running around to make sure she was comfortable. One day, I overheard a phone conversation and it was with my husband's ex. She started discussing me, saying I don't have great fashion sense. She talked about one lace I bought for her. She said she couldn't wear the lace. Mind you, I bought that lace for 115,000. And I remembered her pointing to it that she loved it. That was why I bought that lace. She told Madam Ex-Girlfriend that I just had a baby boy. That their prayer is that the boy will be normal and not be like my first daughter who is autistic. Mama. If you have a special need child, you will know how touchy that can be. She went on to say I wasn't lactating and she wonders why. That she thinks I went to do a breast job and so the milk assists. In anger, I bumped into her room and I shouted at her. I was like, how is that fair? Why would she be discussing me with a stranger? She said the lady wasn't a stranger to her, that she was like a daughter to her and that she doesn't think she should stop communicating with her just because things didn't turn out well between her and my husband. I told her I didn't have a problem with her continued relationship with the lady, but she was wrong to be talking about my family, my children, to the lady. When my husband came, she reported that I was rude to her and that the other lady wouldn't do that. My husband supported my stand, but didn't support my bumping into her room. I apologized and the next day she packed her bags that she was leaving. I tried to convince her to stay, though it wasn't from my heart. She left. 3 weeks after, she traveled to Dubai, a trip that was funded by my husband's ex. This Madam ex-girlfriend and my husband separated because my husband caught her cheating with the man she got married to. Now they are at the verge of divorce. Madam ex-girlfriend was from a wealthy home and she was the only girl, and so she got whatever she wanted. Girl. I discussed that trip to Dubai with my husband. He said it wasn't our business. He said we couldn't stop her from associating with whoever she wanted to associate with. I said I didn't like the vibes playing out. That I believed that Madam ex-girlfriend was trying to make a comeback to his life. My husband told me not to be paranoid, that once he closed that door, it was done. Their breakup was a bitter one that left him depressed for months. My husband isn't a saint, but I believed him when he said it was done and the door was closed. My husband has been going through some financial downturns in his business and we've been trying to manage the issues, but it turns out that we need more money to run some projects. He's owing banks money and they are not willing to loan him more. We need some millions of naira to execute some projects, collect our balance and try to pay off the bank loans. I wanted to use his phone one day and I saw a message from his mother stating that Madam ex-girlfriend said she can loan my husband the money and that they could work together to execute the contract. My husband had responded that it wasn't an option. I saw a lot of missed calls from her, meaning he wasn't picking his mother's call. He didn't discuss this with me, but I was so upset. It looks to me like my mother-in-law would want to scatter my marriage so that Madam ex-girlfriend can replace me. I didn't bring it up with my husband again since I saw his response. I asked him if he spoke to his mom in recent time. He mentioned that he hadn't in a while. He joked about avoiding mommy's wahala. My fear, however, is that I hope he can withstand this financial storm and not succumb to his mother's pressure to agree to Madam ex-girlfriend's proposal. My question, am I being paranoid? Is it okay for my mother-in-law to be chummy with her son's ex? Note, when I spoke to one of my brothers, he was of the opinion that if Madam X can loan us the money, we should collect and make everything official and transparent. It will just be business after all. I don't trust Madam ex-girlfriend and my mother-in-law. I also feel I'll be opening the doors to unnecessary rubbish. What are your thoughts? First, my sister, you are not being paranoid. The way you have described your mother-in-law, it's obvious that she really wants Madam ex-girlfriend back in her son's life. Unfortunately, the son is married, so I don't know why she's doing all this. You are not being paranoid. I think at this period, you and your husband should become very, very close. Should you collect Madam ex-girlfriend's gift? No. Please let her go with her gifts. Because you can never tell how these things will run out. No, you don't want. Your mother-in-law, I think that you should just try to tolerate her. Please don't be disrespectful. You have to be very diplomatic in the way that you handle her. Should she have a relationship with her son's ex? I don't think so. Guys, what do you think? Do you think that this relationship between Madam ex-girlfriend and her mother-in-law is right? Do you think she should collect the money? Do you think she's being paranoid? What are your thoughts? Please leave your comments in the comment section and I will be there waiting for you, because I really don't understand something. But one thing I want to tell you, please do not be rude to your mother-in-law. You have no excuse to be rude to her. Just be diplomatic in everything that you are doing. That's my thought. What are your thoughts? So next time when we come your way again, my name remains Bussy Dele-Davids. Bye. Before you leave, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you.